Welcome to the Serengeti National Reserve, the heart of Africa, where life and instinct reign supreme on the endless plains. This story unfolds at a specialized rescue center dedicated to second chances in the Great Wild. Here, the staff had poured their efforts into caring for Amara, a majestic lioness rescued from a harrowing situation on the Serengeti grasslands. After months of careful recovery, Amara gave birth to two beautiful cubs, Leo and Zara. It was a moment the entire center staff had been waiting for, a powerful symbol of healing and new hope for the lion population. However, the traumatic past had taken a heavy toll on Amara. For 3 long, agonizing days, her maternal instincts were completely paralyzed. Amara was exhausted, stressed, and unable to care for or nourish her 2 young offspring. The cubs, too weak to cry out, were slowly fading. Their survival hinged entirely on the decision for human intervention. The staff faced an impossible choice: to submit to the harsh natural law of the Serengeti or to attempt a bold solution. Risking everything to save them? How could they possibly replace the natural bond and nourishment of a lion mother in the heart of Africa? They understood that genuine connection often emerges in the most unexpected places. The reserve needed to find motherhood where it was least anticipated. Could love transcend biological barriers and predatory instincts to save these 2 tiny lives? The decision to intervene was made immediately, fueled by the ticking biological clock of Leo and Zara. The 2 cubs, now just bundles of soft fur, were severely malnourished. The center's veterinarians rushed them to the clinic, stabilizing their bodies with special, nutrient-rich milk formulas. However, they knew that the long-term prognosis was bleak. Without the social bonding and unique nourishment of a true mother, they were at high risk for severe developmental issues. The center needed a living wet nurse, a gentle but urgent solution, and time was running out. After countless desperate calls to communities and families living near the reserve, a miracle arrived. A kind family offered to lend Kira, an 8-year-old German Shepherd. Kira was a gentle, experienced mother who had just weaned her own litter, ensuring she had a ready supply of quality milk. Nutritionally, dog milk is nearly perfect for lion cubs, but the behavioral risks were immense. Kira, like most dogs, had an innate wariness of large cats, and introducing her to 2 tiny predators was an incredibly high-stakes gamble. The atmosphere in the care unit was tense, thick with anxiety as the staff conducted the historic meeting. The entire team fell silent, holding their breath. Kira, a strong and intelligent dog, cautiously approached the small enclosure. She sniffed inquisitively, her ears perked, her body slightly tense. Leo and Zara, driven by hunger and the instinct to seek warmth, let out weak, desperate whimpers. And then a magical moment occurred, bringing tears to the eyes of those watching. Kira did not bark, nor did she retreat. Instead, her instinct overcame the barrier of species. She gently lay down, allowing the 2 tiny predators to crawl towards her. The small, soft suckling sounds of the 2 cubs filled the air, like the sound of hope prevailing. Everyone let out a collective sigh of relief. For the next month, Kira became their entire world. She was not just a wet nurse, but also a caregiver and protector. She licked them with maternal tenderness, warming them with her body through the cold nights of the plains. The image of a German shepherd meticulously grooming and guarding lion cubs became a vivid testament to the truth. Love, empathy, and connection are universal languages, requiring no shared blood or species. This was a gentle solution to a seemingly insurmountable problem, proving that sometimes the greatest strength lies in a kind and unbiased heart. Kira was not just a foster mother. She was a lifeline, a guardian angel in brown and black fur. Thanks to Kira, the 2 little lives had a solid start, overcoming the gloomiest predictions and growing up healthy under loving care. Under Kira's unwavering and loving care, Leo and Zara not only survived but thrived astonishingly. The staff at the rescue center witnessed a heartwarming sight. The two cubs grew stronger daily, their weight steadily increasing, and their coordination visibly improving. They played innocently with each other, then nestled against Kira to nurse and find warmth. This bond was a pure joy, a unique family portrait admired by the entire reserve, a testament to the extraordinary nature of interspecies motherhood. As time passed, Kira was entirely the patient, dedicated mother, ensuring her adopted children had the most solid foundation for a life in the wild. However, alongside their booming growth came a bitter and undeniable reality. Within just a few weeks, the lion instinct began to emerge. Leo and Zara's play bites became stronger. Their once tiny claws were now sharp and formidable, and their canine teeth were rapidly becoming weapons. Their bodies were quickly becoming too large and dangerous for Kira. The staff understood that no matter how deep the love, this connection had an end. Kira's safety and the future of Leo and Zara, two lions who needed to learn to become independent predators, were the top priorities. The decision to separate them, though painful, was an act of great love. The team recognized that sometimes true love means letting go, allowing those you care for to grow and bravely become the best version of themselves. The day of separation was one of the quietest and most difficult at the center. Kira, with a mother's keen intuition, seemed to sense the imminent change. She became restless, her eyes filled with sadness, refusing to leave her cub's side even for a moment. The farewell was quiet, gentle,
Thank you for everything.
Kira was let out first. She was hugged and thanked by the staff like a hero, then lovingly reunited with her human family. Concurrently, Leo and Zara were moved to a larger enclosure, specifically designed to encourage their innate wild lion behaviors. The innocent cubs watched Kira disappear, perhaps not understanding the sudden absence, but the confidence and strength they possessed were a testament to the unconditional motherhood Kira had gifted them. Kira's silent sacrifice had fulfilled its mission. She returned to her family life, while Leo and Zara continued to grow, exhibiting the strength and majesty of young lions on the plains. The conservation staff celebrated Kira's courage and compassion, but were also haunted by a question. Would these two mighty beings carry the memory of their special foster mother's gentle, borderless love into their wild lives? Or would the fierce instinct of the wild erase it all? 2 years flew by like a gust of wind on the Serengeti plains. Leo and Zara were no longer helpless cubs. They had become majestic, powerful adult creatures. Leo wore the growing mantle of a powerful young king. Zara was a vigilant, agile hunter. They were entirely wild in their instincts, displaying the superior strength of apex predators. Their growth was a testament to the success of the rescue center, and especially to Kira's invaluable contribution. However, for the staff, the sight of these two large, fierce lions was always linked to a persistent question. When Leo instinctively stalked prey, or when Zara snarled to defend territory, did they still retain the memory of their interspecies foster mother's warmth and gentleness? Or had the harsh laws of the wild completely erased that strange bond of their infancy? The center director, a seasoned veteran who had witnessed Kira's initial miracle, felt a strong urge to find the answer. He proposed a bold and risky suggestion to invite Kira's family back to the reserve for a reunion. The idea immediately met with deep concern and internal debate. Bringing a gentle house dog back into contact with two aggressive, adult lions was an unprecedented gamble. Scientifically and logically, the outcome seemed clear. Adult lions would only see prey or an intruder to be eliminated. But the director bet on the power of connection, the belief that the depth of the initial love could overcome survival instinct. This reunion was not just a test of animal memory, but a profound experiment in human faith in interspecies motherhood. If the lions attacked, it would prove instinct was absolute and they had failed. If they remembered, it would prove that love is indelible and a boundless force. With absolute caution, the staff prepared the large enclosure, setting up strict safety measures. They thoroughly checked every worst-case scenario. but in the heart of each person, there was a faint hope for the extraordinary. On the day Kira and her family arrived, the atmosphere at Serengeti was stretched taut, ready to witness the answer to the question that had obsessed them for 2 years. The wait was a journey filled with tension, a silent battle between reason and emotion, between science and faith. Finally, Kira and her family arrived. The brave dog's presence created a new wave of tension near the enclosure. Kira, though calm, was aware of the two gigantic, majestic creatures waiting. Leo and Zara, sensing something strange and yet familiar, approached the gate with a slow, cautious gait, the posture of predators assessing a target. The moment the gate opened and Kira walked in, every observing staff member held their breath, hearts pounding, ready to activate emergency intervention measures. In a terrifying moment of silence, the two massive lions, weighing hundreds of kilograms, strode closer to the German Shepherd. They were many times larger than Kira. Reason told everyone that disaster was imminent. But then, the miracle appeared, making the world seemingly stop. When Leo and Zara were just a few steps from Kira, the predatory glare suddenly dissolved. Instead, a soft expression, like a distant memory flooding back, appeared on their faces. Leo, the large male lion, was the first to act. Instead of roaring or pouncing, he lowered his majestic head and began to rub against Kira, a gentle, familiar gesture a cub uses to show affection to its mother. Zara followed suit, and immediately after, in a sight that overwhelmed the emotions of the witnesses, both adult lions laid down next to Kira, as if they felt like the small cubs they once were. Kira reacted instantly too. Her tail began to wag gently, and she started licking the large snouts of her adopted children, exactly as she had 2 years ago. This scene touched the depths of everyone's heart. Tears streamed down the faces of the seasoned conservation staff. This was not a mere event. It was irrefutable proof that the love a mother gives in the early days of life is an indelible bond, transcending instinct, species, and time. The lion, a creature symbolizing wild strength, had bowed to gentle motherhood. The story of Kira, Leo, and Zara is more than just a captivating anecdote. It is a powerful message to the world. It is the belief that emotional connection is primordial, something that can cross all biological boundaries. It is a gentle solution proving that empathy and compassion can change destiny and rewrite harsh rules. We need more organizations, like this rescue center in Serengeti, that operate not just on science, but on love and absolute faith in the ability of all creatures to connect. If this story has touched your heart, and if you believe in the power of this connection, please consider supporting wildlife rescue and rehabilitation efforts. Your generosity provides the resources for these gentle solutions, helping to save lives and write new, miraculous chapters of hope. Share this story, spread the faith, and help us continue to create families without borders. Remember, true love always wins, even on the wildest plains of the Serengeti.